Reallyfe Street Stars, man. We in here with the Detroit
Yeah, yeah.
motherfucking lyricist, my boy Courtney Bell in the building.
What's happening? What's happening?
Hey, so before those that don't know nothing about you, you know what I mean. You touched down in Dallas, originally from Detroit, correct?
Most definitely.
Tell them a little bit about why you out here right now before we get into you all.
Shoot, man. My brother called me. I just got back from LA. I went out to LA for my birthday, and he called me and the team and was like, "Shit, man, we going down to Dallas for the fight." And when bro say something, we gotta go hard. So he on some, we gotta be in front row. It's gonna be a good look, So we decided to come out and fuck with y'all for the fight.
That's live. That's live, man. Man, it's crazy. Detroit in general, you know what I mean, it's one of those cities, for me as a person from Dallas, Texas, who loves lyricism, right? I always looked at the Eminems, the Proofs, the Royce the 5'9s, and I watch a lot of battle rap. So, forever, I always looked at Michigan just in general as a state where, some dope artists come from. For you being in the city, how did you grow up? Like, did you grow up looking up to these guys, or how was it for you?
Yeah, man, I feel like Detroit is the culture. And it's so many people that's in the industry that's from my hometown that's like not known, but they known. So for me, like we were our own entertainment. Like I didn't look outside of Detroit for like my favorite rappers. Like majority of all my favorite rappers was like street dudes that grew up in, the Big Seans, the Royces, the M's, Proof, J Dillas. Them the guys I looked up to for sure.
That's live. I remember watching a battle rap event with Smack Arsenal. And he was on stage, and there was a guy named Trick Trick. And it seemed like he got so much respect, you know what I'm saying? Like, like niggas knew who that was. But what is that about? Like, is it the street code? Like, niggas know what time it is with certain people?
Yeah, I mean, but it's like right now, man, we can talk about the street code and all that, but like, shit, the street code ain't the same like it was in the 90s era and the early 2000s and even on before that. But Trick Trick, one of the ones back home that niggas know not to play with. Like, he solidified back home. And he damn near protect everybody. For real. He the gatekeeper of the city, for sure. One of them.
Okay, that's dope. You, man, let's get into you and your music, man.
Sure.
The first song that I ever heard from you, you featuring Reason, off of your album Poverty Stricken.
Dope.
And first thing I said was, this nigga is spitting. Like, how like you get a song you don't know, it might go either way. And I'm like, yo, you're on a song with Reason from TDE, and I respect his lyricism, and to me, you bodied him.
Damn.
So I'm thinking like, damn, who is this? I'm automatically interested. I want you to be honest. When you get on a song with another lyrical artist, is it like, yo, I gotta go crazy?
Hell yeah,
Because that's how it felt. It felt like you was not playing no games with
Nah, what it was though, like, okay, so just for that feature with Reason, like me and Reason really locked in just on some real nigga business for real. So, are we good? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, so me and Reason locked in. I ended up DMing him like 2.5 years ago, just showing love because he had just did the Black Panther joint. So when I heard of him, I DM'd him, showing him love, like, hey bro, from artist to artist, you hard.
Yeah.
And he thought I was a fan. So when a nigga came back to my DM, like he had to go to my page. He checked out whatever's on my page, like, hey yo, you hard. Whenever you in LA, bro, let's lock in.
Yeah.
So I had already laid my verse to that song. So by the time he got on it, like, it was hard for me to tell who verse was harder to me. But everybody been saying like, nah, bro, your verse was it.
Nah, you was going crazy in that bitch, man. Hold on, let me see. I can't remember. I don't know if this was in the song, but you said, if ain't no one dying, then it ain't really no street shit.
Oh no, that's Reason.
Okay, yeah. He said that in his verse, right?
Yeah.
Do you believe that to be fact? Because I know with Instagram now, with people doing music, I always ask myself this question: do artists have a harder time after they start rapping than when they just in the street? Because when you just in the street, a lot of that shit it don't hit the internet. But it seemed like the internet makes shit way worse, even without real beef. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, like, we live in the era of social media to where niggas gonna do whatever for social media, everything that come with that, bro. So for us, like back home, that's real, bro. Like if ain't no bodies get dropped behind what's really going on, bro, this ain't no real street shit with us. And we ain't about to waste our time and play with you.
What do the repercussions be whenever someone just in your area that just ain't really rapping what they living about or whatever, like, because it seems that there's no repercussion for a lot of rappers these days. You know what I'm saying? That they if they can make $1 off it, they're gonna keep doing it. Is there a repercussion as far as in your area whenever someone is flagging or whatever the hell.
For sure. Like back, I could really just speak for my neighborhood because every neighborhood is different.
Yeah.
But like for the big homies that I grew up around, like if you did something that either made the hood look bad or yourself look bad or the niggas that's associated with you, you got discipline for that. And right now we living in that era to where there's no code. So niggas is doing whatever for money, for fame, for a follow, for all of that. You know what I'm saying? But back home, nah, they don't play about that for real.
Now you did post grown man challenge, right? And we saw in the younger days you was with the bullshit.
No, most
you know what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Most
So
definitely.
I want to ask you personally, you know what I'm saying? What was it that made you grow out of it? You know what I'm saying?
It was nothing but the Most High. Like I was in college, bro, and I was selling drugs. I was doing everything that a typical street nigga was doing. Like I didn't even realize the opportunity I had being at a D1 school. What was that? Michigan State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like I woke up one day, bro, and literally heard the voice of the Most High say, "Go home." Literally, I've never heard the voice before. It said, "Go home," and I went home, bro. And that whole journey got me to where I am right now.
During that time frame, what would you say was one point where you was like, you know, whether it was doing a deal or whatever, that you like, damn, I'm really out here. Like, it could go any way right now. You know what I'm saying?
I said this in the interview before, man. It was when people like Coach K, Mickey Halstead, like people who are like gatekeepers for certain regions of the culture.
Yeah.
When they start tapping in with me or like flying in to come sit down with me, I was talking to my brother like, "Hey, yo, this potentially can go somewhere with us. Like, we need to start taking this serious for real."
When it comes to, you know, of course, Reasons, is dope feature in regards. But for you, as far as, do you feel like you need to be a fan of an artist's music for you to collaborate with them? Or it could just be like, if they got a little clout on this side, you just kind of mixing with their fans or whatever?
No, I have to be a fan of who you are as a man first.
Oh, there you go. Now that's real.
I can give a damn about doing a verse with a nigga if you're not solid, because now you messing with my credibility and who I am as a man, not only to fans and family, but to the street more than anything. Can't just do no records with anybody.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So you have an album out right now,
Most definitely.
Poverty Stricken.
Poverty stricken.
And for those who don't know, poverty stricken means you poor.
Poor.
Did you grow up poor? Like, how poor did you grow up? Like, if you was on a scale of 1 to 10, like.
Oh man, I'd probably say like 2.
Damn.
For real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause like I come from a family of hustlers.
Right.
So it's like, I'm not gonna say I had everything I wanted. I did in a way, but you know, I was still in the hood for real.
How bad was it, would you say?
How bad was it growing up?
One of monkey. Yeah. How bad?
Nah, like syrup and peanut butter sandwiches.
Right, like
niggas
looking
did
at the
them.
cereal
Vienna
box of roaches.
sausages, syrup sandwiches,
Yeah,
Vienna sausages. Niggas did them for sure.
I remember one dude, I forgot who it was. He said, he had to share what you know about sharing bath water with your brother. I'm like, man, or reusing the bath water. I said, yeah, there's some times.
Nah, that's
some
another level.
sections
That's another level for sure. Cause I ain't getting in my brother's tub water. It's over. I'm not washing my ass. It's over.
Man, what I want to do, man, because, you know, of course, you know, we have the interviews and then we have the booths where, you know, people can showcase their skills. But because, I mean, you're so lyrically talented, man, it'll be an honor, man, if you could just spit like at least a few bars from one of your verses from Poverty Stricken. Just something off the top, just for the fans, because you got it. You know, I'm
sure.
like, I want them
Sure.
to know, without going to look at your music right here in the interview, that you fuck with that shit, like you on that shit. So if you got something off the top that you could, one of
What was my favorite verse on
give us one of the
Poverty
favorites.
Stricken? I damn near say probably the intro, that we just getting started. They feel the pressure from it. Footmarks on our back left from them stepping on us. All these trial and error moments, we took lessons from it. Grew from the pain, always knew that I had a blessing coming. I'm attacking with a talent you can't pass on. These niggas' careers like run on sentences they drag on. Bunch of one-hit wonders and clout chasers to brag on. Niggas ain't got no backbone. Where I'm from, you get clapped on. Never complained, stayed to the ground and 10-toed it. Never sold my soul for gold, I never folded. Never compromised, some days I lost focus. Watching my peers surpass, I wasn't patient on my moment. Like
Man,
I was in
real
like a whole nother mode when I wrote that. I was in a whole other mode when I wrote that.
Yeah, my favorite tracks off the album, man, definitely, obviously, the song you did, Garment with a Reason, but 25 Hours, Feelings, though, and then Ice, I love Ice,
Gratitude.
and Commissary. And
Commissary
I
got
don't
hard.
know what it is about Jane Lynn, but on one track she sounded like her, on another track she sounded like Keisha Cole. I'm like, man, she can sing.
No, Janae, big
Yeah,
sis, she's
she
super hard.
She's super fire.
She's super hard. But like a majority of those records on a project, man, was like, I wanted it to be the introduction to bringing people into my world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like that commissary record, like I cried when I wrote that for real, and I wanted to be in the mind state of like creating a black version of Stan. Because Eminem, by the time he got back to Stan, it was over. Like he had killed himself and his girl. So for this, like that was a real conversation with me and my homie that's locked up. Like those was real life situations that man was talking about.
That shit hit deep because, and I don't know why you don't have a video for this yet, but
No.
you definitely need one.
No, for sure,
But,
for sure.
But it was different from the aspect of when you're on the outside and the nigga's telling his point of view of like what this shit mean to him for real. Like nigga, this little bit of commissary, do you know how long away this shit can go?
No cap.
So I just felt like that was a super dope song. Now I always wanted this, right? About artists, right? What is your strategy? Do you, cause you know, something like that is tucked, like that's damn near the bottom of the album, right?
Yeah.
So a nigga would have to really feel your album to get to that point. So I always wondered, do you just say, fuck it, I'm gonna sequence it in the way I want it sequenced, or I'm gonna just put the hardest shit first? Like, how did you go about sequencing your album?
I wanted to tell the story from beginning to the end. So like,
Full project.
yeah, for the full project, like my uncle, he passed. Like he the reason I do music. My uncle Hard Nard. That's the voice, the skits of the guy that's
R.I.P., man.
narrating.
Yeah, that's real.
So
That's real.
yeah, no. Debbie Skit was my homegirl Nikwa from the hood. That's my homegirl. Like she with the extras for sure. She for sure with the extras. But with the project, man, I really wanted to speak from beginning to the end because you get to the end in this letter to the game. So I wanted to take you through like my mindset of leaving the streets, watching my dad and them sell dope, watching my uncle sell dope. And it's like, I lost so many niggas. That's how you got commissary. Letter to the Game is right after that. So it's like, fuck the game, fuck everything that we thought was cool, everything that we thought was okay with glorifying the streets.
Yeah.
Because when you really been in it, man, that ain't nothing to glorify. All my niggas that's in the field, they won't out at the end of the day. So like, I wanted the project to be a movie. Like you can put your headphones, close your eyes and like literally put your feet in my shoes for real.
Now that shit is crazy because it's one of those CDs that just roll. Like you can just let it play. You know what I'm saying? So I think you did a great job. And I think this project is dope from the aspect of we're in a pandemic and we need real music.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the pandemic is catered towards artists like yourself. So I do feel like, you know, in that aspect, it's a win. I will ask this, my boy, shout out to Big D the Mogul. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that put me on you, right? And had he not put me on you, I would have never heard your music. How does a lyricist like yourself get to the point where you can get exposure? Because you're so talented, yet you just need the ear of the people to give you that one shot. You know, because when I see the song with you and Reese only got 1,000 views, I'm like, nah, bro, this shit should have a million. Like this shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel like for you being underrated and not getting the exposure all the way yet?
I believe in divine timing more than anything. Like as long as we stay consistent and never quit, like our time is gonna come. So like I appreciate every view that I get. It ain't like a nigga like, oh man, 1,000 views, that's all we got. Like nah, like I'm grateful for even having that and knowing that, you know what I'm saying? Every dog has his day and we gonna have our time, and when our time come, it's not gonna be no over the night shit and then we fade away. Like I'm a real creative, I'm a real lyricist. So it's also finding a balance and giving people a hard ass record, but still being conscious like I am at the same time.
Now,
So
I will say, you know, because I was listening to your IG, and you know, normally people now could put IG on TV, play it through the speakers and whatnot. So I was going through your IG, and you had a freestyle, and that is one way I will say, because as I'm listening to it, I'm in the house and shit, my girl was like, damn, who's that rapping? You know what I'm saying? Just do a freestyle. So definitely when you do them freestyles, whether you grab an industry beats or whatever, man, keep that shit up, man, because that honestly showcases, it's like a gateway to the album and to the project. It shows people like, oh, damn, I'm curious. Because, Facebook is a beast when it comes to just people sharing raw shit, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. So I definitely say that. But with that being said, I do want to have your take on, having a full project compared to just dropping singles. It seems like today's world is driven on just, people don't have, they're not even working on projects. They're just in the studio, dropping singles, putting it out, seeing what the traction gets, do another one. And then after a while, they might put, something together. What are your thoughts on that as far as just the way the game is shifting a little bit?
I feel like everything has been sped up for us to consume music fast. Right. So you're gonna listen to an album and in a week or two, if you're not like I'm not gonna say a real creator, but if you're not creating music with purpose or like 100% creativity behind what you're doing, then it's gonna be, niggas gonna wanna keep hearing projects and keep hearing bodies of work. So for me, I'm not a single type of person. Like I'm deeply involved with my music. Like I don't shun the niggas who do the single after single after single, because if that's what your fan base is catered to, then that's what your fan base is catered to. But I kind of create music with substance, so me just dropping single after single after single, it wouldn't be fun with me. Like I love putting together bodies of work. Like, and my work ethic is so crazy. Like, bro, we sitting on over 6 albums now. So like, we just take it one record at a time, but for us, we gonna take that approach, but also do a body of work with it at the same time. So
Now, you know, is when it comes to like the art form of, you know, freestyling, right? We got Flex, Funkmaster Flex, and we got now the LA Leakers. You know what I'm saying? And you were just featured on the LA Leakers show 2 weeks ago, going crazy.
oh, appreciate it.
First
Appreciate
of all, I want to ask, how did that happen? Like, how did that connection happen?
Shoot, man, I'm deeply rooted in LA. Like just in
Okay.
a culture, like I've been going back and forth out there for maybe like 7 years now. So I've been doing Justin, man, for like 2.5 years. So when I asked him about it like about a year or so ago, it wasn't time for me to do it yet. And I hit him because I went out there for my birthday. He like, oh, you out here? Let's set it up. And it was divine timing though. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't meant for me to do it last year or the year before that.
So I gotta ask, right? Because I think that's dope that they reached, you know, that y'all were able to do that, and he put you on the platform, because they, in my opinion, have a big platform.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, one thing I know about LA, right, is when you go to LA, you're gonna hear some LA artists. Like they put me on so many LA artists. What is the difference between their radio, and I'm not sure how Detroit runs. Is it the same? Like, do they do the same thing where you go to Detroit, you're gonna hear a bunch of Detroit music?
Yeah, for sure. Like our culture, like I said, we're our own industry back home. So it's like we don't have to leave Detroit if we don't want to, because like so many of our artists get caught in that like you can really be famous in Detroit, bro. Like really, really big in Detroit to where it's like niggas treating you like you Michael Jackson back at the crib. So our market is just smaller though. And you know, the radio side come with politics and all of that too, but it's politics everywhere.
Do the radio show more love to the artists? Like, cause Dallas, that's always a question we always come with. Like, the radios don't show a lot of love to indie artists that's coming up. You have to get to a certain, you know, level of streaming or whatever to get that radio play. Do they have like a situation where they show more love to the artists, whether a certain day, whether, you know?
Yeah, I believe we do got a Detroit mix back at the crib. I think like Mondays are our days where they play Detroit music, but it's still one of those things to where like it's still business and politics at the same time. These program creators and all of that, like they want to play what's popping. Even if your record is harder and you a harder artist, like this is what's paying my bills right now, so we gotta spend whatever record is big at the time if it's from a Detroit artist. So it come with politics, but shit, everything do for real.
Definitely, man. Well, for the fans at home to get to kind of know you, man, as far as, you know, just your taste in music, man, if there was a situation where you could have, let's just say, a remix to one of your songs, whatever, and getting 5 artists dead or alive on it. 5 artists dead or alive.
5
you like
artists
to
dead
have?
or alive. Who would I personally like put on
would you
one
personally?
freestyle? I mean remix. Pac, of course.
Okay.
Big L.
Oh yeah, shout out Big L, man.
Andre 3000.
Did you see what Young Thug said about Andre?
Nah.
Young Thug was like, man, I don't really know who Andre is. I don't, you know, I never listened to his music. I couldn't tell you a bar, I couldn't tell you a song. And I forgot who he was interviewing with, but they were like, it's almost like you need to have a responsibility to kind of know your music history. Do you feel that you have to have a responsibility to know? I'm gonna finish your list, but do you feel an artist needs to know music history as far as at least be in tune with what came before him?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to the culture to not know the pioneers before you that made it, that opened the door for you to be able to do what you do. Like that's respect at the end of the day.
That's facts.
Most definitely.
Hold on, wait. Pac, Big L, 3K.
3K. Now the last 2 is hard.
That facts.
I'm a heavy Nipsey fan, so I'm gonna go with Nipsey.
Oh yeah, you know that's lit.
Yeah, I'm a heavy Nip fan. And for my 5th one, who do I listen to for real? I want to do somebody current. Who is somebody current that we listen to? Oh, duh, yeah, Kendrick, duh. Yeah, Kendrick. Yeah. I thought I said K-Dot already too. I'm tripping. Hell yeah, Kendrick, without a doubt.
That's a trap.
Kendrick, my favorite rapper of this generation, hands down.
That's what's
Wait, what do you feel about his absence right now, man, as far as him just not?
Yeah, because a lot of people feel like this is the time where we need you.
Okay, now with that, okay, are you saying just politically or just musically right now?
Musically.
Just musically?
Music.
Nah, man, K-Dot is a genius, bro. He's a genius. He's a genius. I know when he drop, it's gonna be that, but he is kind of like a blueprint that I follow, like to know that the right record is gonna catch, and when it catch, now we can like be 100% creative and do the To Pimp a Butterflies, the Dams, and like really get creative with our music, and people are gonna stream, like they gonna be behind. Like what Kendrick has is a cult following, and like that's what like me and my team is seeking to build.
I ain't gonna lie, I would push that Reason record.
You said what?
That Reason record, I think that's a hit.
No, everybody been
That shit's a
fucking
hit,
with,
bro.
with Garment heavy.
That's a fact.
That's been streaming the highest next to Ice. Garment and Ice been streaming like crazy.
Yeah, man. So Poverty Stricken is out now. What do you got? What do we got coming up in the future? You know what I'm saying? What do we got going?
Well, I'm in my feature bag right now, so I'm working with whatever artists that I want to work with, building the relationships with them, and just being as creatively like in tune as I can with music, like top of 21, for sure.
Are you gonna be experimenting with any new sounds, any new tweaks, any new?
Yeah, hell yeah. Like what I want to do for the next body of work, man, is take it back to like raw hip hop, but mix that with like the sound we have now. So like, I want to go back to the Big L era, like the Mobb Deep era, like a lot of more so boom bap, but a lot of instrumentation with it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I want an EP with you on soul samples, bro. Yeah. I think you want some soul samples, man. That's yeah. Nah, for real.
Okay.
Nah, for real. Man, that's what's up, man. You got any shout outs, bro?
Nah, man, for real. Shout out to Detroit. Shout out to y'all, Dallas. Shout out to the culture more than anything.
Definitely love, man. As far as those who do want to get at
and shout out to my big bro D for putting this together, man.
shout out D, man. You know what I'm saying?
Guy.
He got epic things happening right now
That's my
on
guy.
his own platform. As far as for those who want to follow your music, get in tune with what you're doing on a day to day. How can they follow you? What social medias are you on? Where can they go? Of course, the music's everywhere, but
man, I be on and off on Twitter. So on Twitter, it's like it's like hit or miss. Like I might tweet one day for like 5 hours straight, and then don't be on there for like 6 weeks.
I'm just saying that, boy.
But I'm on Instagram, official Courtney Bell, Twitter, Courtney Bell 313. Those are the main two things I'm on right now. And then everybody got Facebook because of grandmas and aunties, so I'm on Facebook too.
Well, there you go, man. You already know what it is, man. Definitely appreciate you even coming down. How you like cities? I mean, Dallas? How's it feeling for you?
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, man.
It's cool.
Dallas is
it's
a
a
vibe,
chill
man.
vibe out here.
It's a whole
chill
vibe out here, man. Definitely got his fight tonight, Earl Spence.
Yeah.
Definitely, that's about to go down. The city's lit right now. So, Courtney Bell, we definitely appreciate you coming through, man. Definitely, can't wait to see big things coming from you.
Peace
Again,
to God.
this is a relationship we're building right now, so don't get too
definitely.
lit to
Look.
forget us. Come back, holla at us, let us know what's going
man.
on with you, man. Any kind of exclusive music you want the fans to get in the South, send it to us. We're going to get it out there, man. But you definitely are a real life street star, man. We salute you, man.
Peace to the God, most definitely.
Hey.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga. Move. Hey.